Traders don't blow up because they're reckless. They blow up because they try to control what cannot be controlled. They want to decide when the move starts, how far it goes, and how long it lasts. The market never complies. And when it doesn't, they take it personally. That's when discipline collapses and chaos takes over. You don't fear losses, you fear uncertainty, you fear letting go of the outcome. So you build fake control, extra indicators, moved stops, early exits, constant management that's really insecurity wearing a mask. The more you try to control price, the more out of control you become. Control isn't protection, it's pressure. And pressure kills clean execution. This is episode 3 of the Discipline Protocol. Cold execution for traders. Rule number 1 killed hesitation. Rule number 2 killed emotional attachment. Now we dismantle the lie that keeps you tense, reactive, and frustrated. The belief that control exists. It doesn't. And today you'll finally accept that. Like this video now, truth is rare in trading, and this message needs to stay alive. If you missed the previous episodes, I left the playlist linked above and in the pinned comment. Start from episode 1 and watch in order. Today we switch from trying to control outcomes to controlling behavior under uncertainty. Traders don't blow accounts because they're reckless. They blow accounts because they try to control what cannot be controlled. They want to control when a move starts. They want to control how far it goes. They want to control how long it lasts. But the market is not a machine built to obey. It is a field of probability. And probability does not negotiate with emotion. You don't fear losses. You fear uncertainty. You fear entering a trade without knowing what comes next. You fear the truth. You are not in control. And you never were. So you build comfort mechanisms. More indicators, more confirmation, more hesitation disguised as patience, more emotional exits disguised as protecting capital. That isn't strategy. That's fear with a headset on. The illusion of control is subtle. It convinces you that overmanaging is being responsible. It convinces you that changing stops is being flexible. It convinces you that closing early is protecting your account. But every decision powered by fear destroys your edge. A trade that followed your plan but was cut early is a bad trade. A trade that followed no rule but made money is a bad trade. Control is not correctness. Neutral execution is. You already operate differently than the average trader. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Subscribe now. This series builds mental discipline layer by layer, and you don't skip layers if you're serious about mastery. Here's the professional truth emotional traders can't handle. You will never control outcomes. You cannot control how long a move takes. You cannot control variance. You cannot control whether price respects your level or slices through it without hesitation. You cannot control the market. You can only control yourself inside the market. And until you accept that, you will always trade weak. Control creates tension. Tension creates emotional friction. And emotional friction destroys execution. You feel it before every hesitation, before every stop moved, before every early exit. That pressure you feel in your chest before clicking the button. That's not intuition. That's resistance to uncertainty. You're not tense because trading is stressful. You're tense because you're trying to negotiate with reality. You're fighting variance instead of accepting it. You're trying to force trades to go your way instead of letting probability do its work over time. You're not reacting to price. You're reacting to your need for control. Acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is discipline. Acceptance means you act with full commitment without needing emotional permission. You follow your plan because it is logically valid, not because it feels comfortable. You stay in the trade until invalidation, not until you get nervous. You risk a fixed amount, not whatever feels convenient today. That is emotional obedience to structure. That is real control. Control over yourself. The traders who never evolve repeat the same cycle forever. Tension, emotional decision, regret, self-blame, new indicator, false hope, same mistake. They don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they never solved the root problem. Their ego can't handle uncertainty. And ego has no place in execution. Execution rule number 3, accept variance. Control behavior. You can't control outcomes, you control decisions. You don't predict, you prepare. You don't react emotionally, you respond mechanically. Read this twice. Being wrong doesn't damage you. Breaking your rules does. Variance is not your enemy. Variance is distribution. Over a real sample of trades, some will stop out immediately. Some will grind sideways. Some will go straight to target. None of that matters if you execute mechanically. But the moment you try to control variance, you lose your only advantage, probability over time. Preparation is your shield. You eliminate fake control by eliminating mid-trade decisions. Everything must be decided before entry. Entry trigger, invalidation level, risk, position size, management, and exit criteria. If it's not written in your plan, it doesn't exist. There is no mid-trade improvisation. The plan decides. You enforce. If the market hits stop, good, next trade. If it hits target, good, next trade. If structure changes, exit according to plan. No negotiation, no debate, no stories. Precision is freedom. Mental freedom begins when you stop chasing control and start building consistency. Control is emotional. Consistency is mathematical. That's why professional traders are calm. Not because they know what will happen, but because they know exactly what they will do, no matter what happens. The illusion of control is a psychological addiction. You break it by choosing response over reaction, by trusting structure instead of feelings, by accepting that uncertainty never goes away. But fear does, when behavior is disciplined. There is a moment in every trader's evolution when everything changes, when they stop trying to control the market and finally control themselves. That is the moment trading becomes simple again. Not easy, simple. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop chasing comfort. You stop leaking emotional energy, and your execution becomes clean. Answer this before you leave. What destroys your discipline more? Fear of loss or fear of missing out? Comment below. I'm reading every reply. This was execution rule number 3. Accept variance. Control behavior. The market was never the problem. Uncertainty was never the problem. The real problem was your need to control what was never yours to control. Release it, and precision returns. In the next episode, we go deeper into the mental engine behind consistent execution. How to eliminate reaction loops and operate with pure mechanical response. Move forward. Click the playlist and continue the series in order. Discipline stacks. Never skip a layer.